There's a place, a school, an institution where a professor resides. One that for the past 30 years has traveled the world teaching others. A pioneer in America of the fighting science of Savate. One who codified the sports of this fighting style. One who has produced clubs, champions, and continues to develop. Listen to words of Professor Buitron. Come train at the best kept secret of Laredo. Buitron Academy, 956-401-4868. Savate.biz.
I hope everybody's doing well. The new year's here. It's 2022. It's 2 days in. Want to ask everybody a couple of things. I know everybody's about New Year's resolutions, moving forward, changing the body, changing the mentality. Those goals are great. They're all great. But if you don't get off your seat and go do them, nothing's going to happen. I understand many folks always message me and said, Professor, we're going to get back to Savate. I want to get back into the competition. I want to continue going forward. I want to go get my gloves. Please do so. But just remember, get off your seat. Get off your seat. 2022, we have a lot of things planned. As you know, I'm involved in 2 different associations. One's a guild, the International Guild of Dancers Savate, which I'm the technical director, and USA Savate, which governs the sports and other programs for youth, and as well as the World Pugilist Hall of Fame, which is kind of like, it's a Hall of Fame actually. And I'm a executive director on that, but I'm not the president. The president of USA Savate at this particular time is Lieutenant Colonel Patrick Gavin. Well, to make a long story short, let's touch base on USA Savate events real quick, because we have a lot of them coming up, some great competitions. In February, we have the first, which we moved because of COVID. We have the first American stick fighting competition under the Committee of Gentlemen Stick Fighting Coalition. Then we're going to have, in August, we're going to have the Texas Championships of stick fighting as well. So there's things that are coming along, and it's great. As you can see, we have some great competitions, some great movement. And it doesn't mean just Lachene. It means all stick fighting in general. You just come out here in a set of rules and you compete, and we go forward and keep it going. Before, a lot of people didn't understand that there is a stick fighting element to it. There's weapons in Savate as well. And the competition is known as Lachene de Combat and El Baton, and some others. But Lachene, we couldn't pick it up here for many reasons. Number one, I'm still the only professor here. We've been trying to get it going. People inside the guild are the ones that do Lachene. There's other elements that do. They get a recreation book of Vigny, and people are naming it. That's fine. Listen, if you want to do that route, go for it, please. Please do so. You're not insulting me whatsoever. What happens is that everybody from the Filipino, different systems of Filipino, we have different karate systems that have partaken in the last events within the committee of the Gentlemen Stick Fighting Committee. So whichever source you want to come for, there's certain rules, and we just go out there and have some fun. It's great fellowship. So in February, we will have the first American stick fighting competition. The second week of February, if I'm not mistaken, it's the 12th. It's a Saturday. Now, going back to the guild, I'm going to touch base on the guild. I want to touch base on the guild in one sense. We have our 32nd annual Passage of God, which is going to be held in June. We have my son's going for silver. We do everything by the traditions. We do everything by the rules and regulations, which you need 3 professors present to form 1 silver glove. So I know there's elements of Savate here in the States that we just give you a silver glove certificate for whatever you've done, whether it's a workshop or sending some videos of you kicking a bag. To me, it doesn't matter. What matters is doing it correct. Okay. All I know is that my red gloves are very much capable, and my silver gloves there as well. So with that being said, that passage of God, we're going to be bringing in, of course, Professor Andre Germain. He was supposed to come last year, but due to COVID, we have to bring him in this year. We're trying to bring in the old legendary Claude Simoneau and trying to see one of the three professors that will come in, either my Professor Roy Patorel, which I have to talk to him, and if we can, due to travels and restrictions and stuff like that, either him, my brother and trainer, Richard Sila, or my Professor Paul Buitron. So we're going to have quite a crew of savant. We're all going to be teaching. We're going to be teaching the whole disciplines. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in partaking, if you're interested in coming over and seeing what savant actually is, please do so. Email me at buitronacademy2012@gmail.com. But let's talk about goals. Let's talk about goals. I hear a lot of savant. I love savant so much. It means so much to me in my life. It changed me so much that I want to continue, and people never show up. Well, support your local clubs. If you're in Dallas, the Left Hook Savant Club. If you're in Illinois, support Patrick Davin's club. Support the local clubs of Savant. That's the only way we can keep this moving forward. Things change. Life hits you. You move on. You change your habits. But somewhere along the way, you remember Savant, the kicks and discipline and the strength that it gave you moving forward. It keeps you pushing forward. Start training. I have a lot of old students that are calling back and saying, Professor, where can I get the information? I'm too far from you. And that's why we created Buy Me a Coffee platform. And for those that want to learn the system, that platform is open to anybody. It's Buitron Academy at buymeacoffee.com. Join as a crew member, and you'll get everything all the way up to green. Okay. And as an inner circle, then that means that you're probably a coach or something to that effect. There's very few slots left. There's 3 slots left in the inner circle. And there's 15 slots left in the crew. So if you want that, that's how you're going to be getting material. Now, that being said, I want to talk about a good friend of mine, my brother, my sparring partner in INSEP, Professor Jean-Louis Lasse. He's a bone roller, very well capable. He went from Boxe Française Savant, and he was the first one to go from Boxe Française Savant to go into Thai boxing. Did fairly well. Fought Boxe American, fought everything that he could have, especially in the ring. He was a bone roller, like I said. He's my brother. And he's one of the ones that I'm probably planning on bringing also this year. So we're going to have quite a crew here, like I said. And let's just keep one thing in mind. Let's set goals. Let's set goals within training. Let's set goals for those in training for us to conquer, as well as it can show us a little bit more discipline in life. Make 2 hours a week to go train. 2 hours a week, you can do it. You can handle it. Set that aside and give it to yourself. Let that be your downtime for meditation, going to and from the club, as well as training wise. And set your goal. The glove is going to be, the test is going to be in July. I'm going to make that. Or June, actually, it's going to be in June. Probably going to be the first week of June. So you say, that's when I want to test. Start learning your material. Start training. Start pushing forward. And be there at the exam. And I think everything will do fine. So remember, let's set our goals. But let's set our goals for us to see where we're going. Don't take your eyes off the goals. then that's when you start seeing obstacles. And people don't understand that once you start placing stuff in front of your goals, you're never going to get to them. Believe me. It's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of clatter going on, especially the older you get. You're married, you have kids, life gets you. Set those 2 hours aside. To and from the gym, use it as your meditation on what you need to do. In class, you give it your best for yourself. All right. I'm going to leave you with this. I want to thank you all for continuing to be with us. I know there's a lot of material out there on YouTube. We produce some good content. We're going to be bringing you a lot more. Right now, working on a big project for Gloves Off, which deals with some stuff that we go through in some of the schools, and especially if you're teaching, you'll see that. Okay, that's how kids stop going because one parent gets a divorce, and guess what? The mom doesn't want to bring them there. It happens all the time. And we're doing a documentary on that, which will be out there, which I think it will touch everybody in a very good spot. Okay. We have some good stuff coming out, some good workshops coming of age this year. We already set some for North Texas. We have some for Brazil. I know we're working one in Mexico as we speak. And we're going to keep it with just that. We're going to do a couple of others here in Texas as well. I'm looking at doing one in Central Texas, and they've invited us to go towards West Texas. So I think we got some good stuff coming in the future. Again, I'll leave you with this. Set your goals, write them down, think about them. Set 2 hours per week. Use the going to and going from and going to home, returning home as your meditation time to think about what you need to do per day, next day, plan it out. And while you go to class, train, give it 100%. And don't take your eyes off your goal. Much peace.